Hi, I'm Mrs. Townsley. I am the reading specialist and MTSS coordinator here at the high school. There are a couple things that I wanted to talk to you about. So with my reading specialist role, one of the things that I will be doing is I will be pushing into the English classrooms, particularly with the spring. And what I do is I focus on English 9, English 10, and English 11, particularly. Obviously, I can also go into the other English classrooms as well, but we found that the English 9, English 10, and English 11 do need a little bit more of the extra support that I can provide. So one of the things that I do is I will push into the classroom and I'll work with those teachers. And the teachers and I have a lot of communication, talking about the needs of the students within the class and how I can best be utilized within the classroom. And also how we can just support everyone that's there. So some of the things that we do is when I'm in the classroom, is that we will do more of small groups. That is very beneficial for the students. So then that way they can really work more with the teacher and the teacher can really see what their understanding is and kind of modify and differentiate the instruction that is given to them based on that understanding. So for instance, if I'm looking at one of the English 9 classes, what I might do is I might pull a small group for myself and I might focus on the reading aspect of it and the other teacher might focus on the writing aspect of it. So then instead of having 20 students, we might each have at least 10 or even less if we do another third group of an independent reading. And it's kind of that rotation that we will be doing. So that's one thing I will be doing. The other thing that I do within the class is I can work one-on-one with students. So if a student missed a day or if they're really not struggling with their writing or understanding the reading that they were completing, I can work one-on-one with that student or even just another smaller little group of students of 2 or 3, and I can support them with their needs. I can read a text to them. I can help them understand the different concepts that we've learned that they might have missed. I can even support them that one-on-one with their writing and follow up with them to make sure that they're understanding what they're supposed to be doing. So that's some of the things that I will be doing as the reading specialist and pushing into the classrooms. The other things that I do as well is I share techniques that I have learned that I know can help some students, and I just offer a different perspective on how things could be could help with a student in the instruction process. With the MTSS, one of the things I work with a paraprofessional. Her name is Mrs. Lesser. And we really focus on, again, we can sometimes push into student classrooms and support them within their classes, particularly the ones that they're struggling on. The other thing that we will be doing is we pull them during focus a lot of the times, and we work with them either one-on-one or in small groups, depending on if they have the same teacher in the same class. What we do is we support them in completing homework, understanding concepts they might not have learned, and also just making sure that they're advocating for themselves. So if I do a lot of grade checks with these students, and a lot of the times I will tell them, this is what I'm seeing. I want you to retest on this, or I want you to requiz. I want you to check to see if you can turn this assignment in, and we talk about that. And I also will help them for advocating for themselves. I'll help them create Schoology messages so they can make sure that they are communicating with their teachers the needs that they have. We also set up plans a lot of the times on definitely if they're very far behind in a class. If we will set up plans on how they can easily manage that class and take it step by step. So instead of seeing all of these things that they have to do, they're seeing these small chunks. That makes it a little bit more manageable for them. And that's something that we will help them work on and also accomplish. Sometimes what we'll do is we'll help them realize different ways of planning things, creating an agenda, using their Schoology calendar, and we'll show them some different options that will help them become more successful in the high school. The other thing that I also stress for these students is that with our high school, one of the supports that we have is we have our after-school academic support. This is wonderful, and it's open to all students. With that after school academic support, any teacher can really give you information about it. We do have flyers that we can hand out to students and the permission forms as well. And what it is there's a teacher and from different content areas who works with students each day after school, and they can really just support them. And students can come one day and not another, or if they feel like they are not understanding something, they could come in that day and get the support from a teacher. So that is one of the things that our school also has to offer, that I do really encourage our MTSS students, and even my 9th graders and 10th graders and 11th graders, I really encourage them to use, because that's something that's very easily accessible to them. The other thing with MTSS is we do have an MTSS team, and that team does meet bi-weekly, and what we do is we really discuss the students who are on our MTSS list, and with that we really make sure that these students are getting the support that they need, and we can talk about what they're receiving, and we can talk about what might be beneficial for them. This is an opportunity for our counselors to talk, and for myself to talk, and the administration to talk as well, and really just make sure that these students are being successful here at the high school, and we can offer them the supports that they need. We can also look at having meetings with parents if we need to really help bring everyone together and to make sure that we are all on the same page with things. The other thing that I will do frequently is I do contact parents pretty much, definitely with the MTSF students, and I really like that open communication to let them know what I'm doing and what's working and what's not working, and really come up with a plan. So then that way that student is successful, because that's what our main goal is at the high school here, is we really want everyone to be successful. So I do offer the suggestions and opportunity, give them advice about the after school activities or after school academic support, and we really work together. The other thing is Mrs. Slosser. She does push into the classroom sometimes, and she really does work with those students. We do check in frequently with the students on the MTSS list, and we have frequent communication with them. We do talk about what their goals are for outside of high school. We do talk about what their goals are for inside high school, and even just by week. What is something that they're really working on? What is something that they really want to see done, accomplished that week? And even we talk about big picture things, if there's any big projects, big tests coming up, we really help them come up with those plans. A lot of the times, like I said, we do work with them during focus. That's our main time that we do work with those MTSS students, and we really just support them in anything that they need. And again, we are always open to advice from the parents to let us know what they see working with their children at home, and what they see working with their children in school. The other thing I do is I have a lot of communication with their teachers, and we as a team come up with a plan for that particular child. So those are just some of the things that I do at the high school. If you have any questions, feel free to contact me, and I look forward to working with everyone.